We are at 401 North Market Street in downtown Frederick. I'm with Laura. We are LinkedIn buddies.
We are.
And we got connected there, and I reached out and said, hey, why don't you come on my show? And at first you're like, oh, I don't know. And I said, it'll be great. It'll be great. Trust me.
You talked me into it.
I did. Go back a little bit, because you just shared with me something that I think is pretty incredible, that you were in e-commerce in '99,
yes,
which is really way before e-commerce was even a thing. I don't even think we called it e-commerce, most of us normally. So that's a pretty big journey.
Mm-hmm. That's when Amazon was still selling books.
Yes.
And looking for warehouses.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
If anyone remembers that.
Yeah. Blockbuster might have still been alive.
Yep.
So tell me about kind of your journey with e-commerce and the things that you were able to grasp from that.
Well, in '99, about 10% of households had computers. So a lot of what we did then was to let people know how to buy online. A lot of it was instruction. For some of my customers, I had to teach them how to turn on their computer.
Yeah,
okay?
I don't doubt it.
The great thing about it is I could work with my kids.
Yeah.
Because they were very excited about computers. They were already programming, when they were in their teens.
Yes.
And so it was something that we could do together, which was great.
That's awesome. Yeah. What were you able to kind of garner from that kind of educational process and the, entry of computers into every home?
We found out that you don't just set up a website and expect people to come.
Right.
What you learn is that all business is relational. And if people don't like you and know you and trust you, they aren't going to do business with you.
True. Very true.
We learned that it's still all about relationship. It's still all about personal relationships. So just setting up a website wasn't going to do it.
No. What do you do exactly? Do you help people kind of bridge this gap, or are you just still making, you're living off of the e-commerce side of the business?
Well, I make my living off of the e-commerce site. And I'm also, my e-commerce site really is set up to be a side gig. Used to be called side hustles. And when I was growing up, the hustle was a dance.
Yeah.
So it
was.
So it has changed a little bit.
Yes, exactly.
But this next generation, especially Generation Z and the millennials too, are really interested in setting up their own businesses, doing things differently from their parents. They don't want to be working for companies all their lives. They want to do their own thing.
Yeah.
So what a group of boomers and I are volunteering some of our time to help this next generation, and I'm going to be 70 this month, so everybody's the next generation for me.
Holy goodness gracious, no way.
And I keep telling my grandkids, but I'm still cool.
You are. I'm going to say you're still cool. That is pretty cool.
Yeah, so we're helping the next generation to get debt-free, really is the main thing.
Yeah.
But to help them set up this side gig and get going with it, with support and with mentorship. And just help them make an extra, $500 a month. Right. That makes a big dent in school loans or car payments or, all the ways. I find that a lot of people are not financially literate. Yeah. They don't really know how to set up a budget that's going to work for them. Right. Yeah. And be able to, all of these economists say, well, you need to save your money for retirement. Well, they don't have any money to save. No. Everything is spent, especially if you live in this area. Yes, exactly. So just getting a little bit extra, spending that time maybe from 8 to 10 in the evening, that extra time when you'd be sitting in front of Netflix or something like that anyway. Yeah. And use it to build an asset, to build something that's going to have the money keep coming in. Yeah. And so how do you guys mentor? What does that look like? We have a free micro course. Okay. That we work with a group of young people, the next generation business owners. and they're called the Young Entrepreneur Studio. And we work with them, and they have come up with a really great introduction into the gig economy. So they teach that as a micro course, or you could call it a business overview, and just it helps people get in the mindset of business ownership, because if you've been an employee all your life, you don't have that mindset.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing that we teach, really, is how
to adjust.
How to
it
adjust.
is just a shift in thinking, though.
It is.
Really is.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
You just have to know how to think differently.
Sure.
You know, you don't necessarily get a paycheck every 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It is a different perspective. You have to just shift that mindset a little bit. And so, how often is this course offered?
We're offering right now about every 2 weeks in the fall.
Okay.
So I don't know if it'll be offered beyond the first of the year.
Okay.
So we're they're leading it and teaching it, and it's a 2-part course.
Okay.
And it's free. It's about 50 minutes, like we said. It's micro.
Yeah.
But it just helps people to relate to young people in business, realize that there is a supportive community out there.
Yeah.
There are people that are willing to help, and that there are ways to be successful. We define gig or gig economy as a part-time position that leads to some kind of ownership.
Yeah.
Everybody has an asset.
Yes.
You know, you have your phone, you have social media, you
Yeah.
have all your connections, you have a network.
Yeah.
You know, all those things can be used to build business.
Yeah. How can people get in touch with you if they want to know more?
I have a profile in LinkedIn. That's probably the best way to get in touch with me. And they can also email me.
If there was one thing you wanted people to know, what would you want them to take away from this opportunity?
I would want them to take away that there are still lots of opportunities in the U.S. to make extra money and to build assets.
Do you have 2 or 3 maybe tips for somebody who is thinking about, hey, this could be really cool for me?
It's all about your inner motivation. Figure out how you want to live.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what's going to get you there.
Yeah.
Don't be so concerned about the process. Look at the outcome.
Right.
How do you want to live?
Yeah.
What's your bucket list? What do you want to do with this life? What's your purpose in life?
Yeah.
Do you have a mission? Do you have an impact that you want to make?
Yeah.
And then think about those things.
Yeah.
A lot of it is, do you want to drive a safe car when you get married with kids? Where do you want to live?
Yeah.
All those things.
Yeah. Do you feel like you've been able to check off some of those things in your life?
I have.
Yeah.
One of my goals, of course, was to live debt-free. So
Okay.
that's one thing we've checked off, definitely.
Very nice.
So that's
Yeah.
been nice.
Yeah.
And there's a big difference in life when you don't have debt over you.
Yes, for sure. So this gig, side hustle,
Yes.
whatever you want to call it, that's checked off a big thing for you.
It has.
Yeah, and can
Yeah.
for somebody else too.
Yeah, it can.
Awesome. Well, we're going to make sure her LinkedIn profile is on screen so you can find her. Laura on LinkedIn. Reach out. You can reach out through me too if you have to have that third party. I don't know how LinkedIn works sometimes anymore, but or laurae@gmail.com is her email address. Email her. Get her advice. She's got a list of books that could be good resources for people who want to kind of change that mindset, shift that perception a little bit. It really does, and a lot of people I talk with say, oh, I don't have the time. It is all about prioritizing what you want in life. You will make the time, you'll find the time. And then once you start seeing the success, you realize you're going to want to spend even more time doing it. So yeah, that's what I've found anyway. Yeah, awesome. We want to thank her so much for taking the time out.
Well, thank you for talking me into it.
Yes, see, it was easy, wasn't it?
It was fun,
It was easy.
yeah.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.